This is a day that probably going to go down as the day the fortunes of the Browns turn it around. If we are able to do it, this is going to be one of those stepping stone days.
That is what the organization, players, and fans across the country hope for, that this is a defining moment for the Cleveland Browns. I'm Jameer Howardson for ClevelandBrowns.com, and this past weekend was exciting for members of the Browns staff as well as fans across the country. Here's an inside look at the draft and how it all played out. As business was progressing in Berea the morning of the draft, so too was the Cleveland Browns Stadium. Fans came from near and far to see and hear who their favorite team was going to pick at the Browns' annual draft day party. Once the Browns were on the clock, fans were on the edge of their seats waiting patiently for the pick at the stadium and New York as well.
Yeah, this guy's all fired up. He wants his...
Come on, baby.
That's the pick being handed in, Steve. Right there. Here's the commissioner.
Okay, with the third pick in the 2007 NFL Draft, Cleveland Browns select left tackle Joe Thomas, Wisconsin.
First and foremost, we really wanted to solidify our offensive line, and we had settled on Joe Thomas a couple weeks ago, really as that pick in certain situations, and we took him. We were pleased with it,
and I think the fact that rather than go to New York and be with the bright lights, he chose to go fishing on the lake with his parents.
Yeah, there we go.
Hey. Nice lake trout.
I feel really good about that, and I think that the community will feel good about that type of guy.
I'm thrilled, Coach. I'm really excited. I think I'm going to fit in great with the Cleveland Browns.
But just when you thought all the magic was over in the first round, the Browns had another trick up their sleeve.
It went down. The trade has been completed. Cleveland will send an 2008 first-round pick to Dallas and a third-round pick this year. Dallas has manipulated the draft. Cleveland has come away with Joe Thomas and Brady Quinn. Hail Phil Savage in Cleveland.
With the 22nd pick in the 2000 NFL Draft, the Cleveland Browns select Brady Quinn, quarterback, Notre Dame.
Brady Quinn is about to come out on the stage and grab the jersey of his home state team and put on the hat of the Cleveland Browns.
Brady Quinn had two dreams. One was to be the first pick in the draft, and second was to play for the Browns. And it was a great, gratifying call to call him and say, hey, your first dream didn't come true, but your second one did.
Now I understand how it's going to
The Browns gave up this year's second-round pick and next year's first-round pick to get Brady Quinn. But that wouldn't be the last deal with Dallas.
The Dallas Cowboys, Fran Charles, have given up the rights to pick 53rd overall to Cleveland, and Cleveland coughed up 3 picks to move up and select Eric Wright out of UNLV.
This is a really talented player. He's got pretty good size, he's got excellent speed, and he showed up at the Combine, had an outstanding workout. We went out and worked him out at the school. We interviewed him at the Combine, and then brought him here for a day in our building.
As day one came to a close, there was still work to be done. The Browns had to get their top picks into Berea late Saturday night. For Sunday was the first day of work for Joe Thomas, Brady Quinn, and Eric Wright. Not only was it media day at the Cleveland Browns, but the rookies had to meet the men who were in charge of getting them to Cleveland.
Hey, Brady. How you doing, man?
Good.
Okay?
Good.
All right, good to see you.
Good to see you.
Well, we like the parents and the girlfriend are bigger than the GM. That's good.
Then it was off to meet the Cleveland media, where writers and reporters were anxiously waiting to meet the newest members of the Browns.
I got lucky enough to be drafted high by a great organization and a team that I think I'm going to fit in very well with, and a city I'm going to fit in very well with.
In the end, this is where I wanted to be. And I don't think it could have worked out any better.
And I feel like it's definitely a privilege to be in the NFL. And, I'm going to treat it just like that. I'm going to bring my lunch every day and work hard and try to be as successful not only for myself but for this organization and this city.
After meeting the Cleveland media, Joe and Brady had to make time for a Browns Huddle magazine photo shoot, and Brady managed to play a game of catch with his family. Once the media day was over, it was back to work for the organization. The Browns topped the draft off with 5th rounder Brandon McDonald, cornerback free safety from Memphis. 6th round pick Malila Purcell, defensive end from the University of Hawaii. And 2 picks in the 7th round. Chase Pittman, defensive end from LSU. And Cindric Steptoe, wide receiver from the University of Arizona.
I think that the Browns needed a day like this, because I think if it had just been somewhat of a normal draft where we take Joe Thomas and then, take someone else at 36 that people say, yeah, he's about a 2nd rounder, and, the Browns are never going to catch up talent-wise because they're not getting enough impact players, or they're not getting enough players in the back end of the draft. I think, I don't think there would have been much coverage of our team, but I do think that, when you hear people say that this gives the Browns a chance to get back on the map, I think we certainly have that potential if things go well